just you off, maybe this is the first time for you, listen to the Righteousness Radio, or maybe anywhere you can listen to us. Maybe this is your first time. You can know who is talking on the Righteousness Radio. Are you there, brother?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I want you to introduce yourself to our listener very fast.
All right, shalom, shalom, and welcome to Just a Word. This is Kazak Eliyahu, and I'm here with our brother Mikael, who will be reading and assisting me today. And we are Just a Word. We have our website at justaword.org and our online radio, on which we should be live. I didn't even start live. Let us go live. And we are now live on Jaw Radio as well at jawradio.org. And remember, Jaw Radio, you can go to our website and you can download our Android app or our iOS app for Apple. So you can have our app on your device 24/7. All right? So this is, today we are going to be looking into the dangerous unknown sin of self-satisfaction. And we are on Righteousness Radio. I just want to say welcome to our listeners on Righteousness Radio. We are here. It seems we have been each week. Ian Yulo contacts me to go, and it seems every week now we have been on here on Righteousness Radio. I want to say shout out to all their listeners. Shalom, 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 and welcome to you all. All right, so today, the dangerous sin of self-satisfaction. And I know this is a sin that most people do not know about. And by the way, this is just one more in our sin series. We have a series on our YouTube channel, Just a Word, called the Sin Series, in which we looked at different sins that people might know, sins that they might not know, and we go into the intricacies of it to show how we have been deceived and how many of us are actually unknowingly waiting to hear, "And depart from me, I never knew you," because we are going to be so much in sin and not knowing it. So the sin series is for us to identify those sins that we are not aware of. All right, so self-satisfaction. Self-satisfaction. The meaning of self-satisfaction: to be self-satisfied. Self-satisfaction, it is a usually smug satisfaction with oneself or one's position or achievements. So you are satisfied with where you are or what you have achieved. Now, how does this relate to a believer? It relates to a believer in that a believer will be in a place, in a position where they actually are believing that they have reached or satisfied with where they have reached. This is a sin and you do not know it. Now, this is very important when we bring truth to people and people reject the truth, satisfied with what they have. This is important for people who are in religion. Let's look at the meaning again. A usually smug satisfaction with oneself or one's position or achievements. So you are in Christianity, you are a deacon, you're a pastor, you're a Christian, and when people come to you with the truth and say, "Hey, this is the truth. I was once where you were, and I found truth. Listen to me." And you say, "No, I don't want to hear you. I am okay. I am good with my Jesus. I'm good with this. I'm good with that." That is a sin. And we're going to show you. Now, people usually remain in religion. This is the use of religion. Religion keeps us in self-satisfaction. Religion gives us a set of things to do or not to do and assure us that we have salvation. We are going to show you that that is not so with the Most High. The Most High said, and ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. It is an all-out search, 100% search with all your heart that makes you get to know the Most High. So the Most High is never ever satisfied with us being satisfied with where we are. For example, we are here now and somebody comes to us and says, hey, check out this book. What am I going to say? No, that book is not from my religion. And pastor said, do not read this book. There is a reason that Shaul spoke and said, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. That's 1 Thessalonians 5:21. We have to prove all things. We must never ever be in self-satisfaction. Now, look at the synonyms of self-satisfaction. Big head. This is when you come swell-headed, as we say. That is pride. Pride is, I am a this. I am a Jehovah's Witness. I am a Mormon. I am a Pentecostal. Big head. A sin. Another one is complacence. When you are satisfied with wherever you are going to be complacent. And isn't that what you call lukewarm? And what did Hamashiach said in Revelation about lukewarm? I will do what? Spit you out of my mouth if you are lukewarm. All right? Complacency, conceit. And it will get you conceited because you are satisfied with where you are. You see all the sins here? You see all the sins coming out. Conceitedness, egotism, pomposity. These are puffed up, pride. I'm puffed up because of what I know. I am good with what I know. So we see pride, pridefulness. All of these things are sins. So self-satisfaction pulls along all of these sins with it. Yeah? Self-admiration, self-assumption, self-conceit, self-congratulation, self-esteem, self-splendor, self-importance, self-love, self-opinion, all of those self. And Hamashiach said, if any man come after me, let him deny himself and pick up his stake and follow me. So all of these things, self-satisfaction brings you into sin. Yeah?
Yes.
Smugness, swell-headedness, vaingloriousness, vainglory, vainness, vanity. All of these things here are sin, people. Every one of them are sins that come from self-satisfaction. We have to be striving every day to move forward. Okay. Now, Hamashiach told us something about self-satisfaction. We're not going to put it on the screen because I forgot to put it up. In the books of the Nazarene, page 15, chapter 2, verse 10. Chapter 2, verse 10, I am the one
Page.
shall burn like stubble. So he is putting together the self-satisfied with wrongdoers. And it says, the day will come when they shall burn like stubble. Self-satisfied. When you are satisfied with where you are and refuse to strive to move forward. In Jamaica, they say you lack ambition. You are lacking in spiritual ambition. Now, the self-satisfied cannot feed the flock of Yahuwah. So those people out there, and these are the pastors now, who when you go to them with the truth, 1 Peter 5, verse 2 there, these are pastors. When you go to them with the truth, let me get the 1 Peter 5, verse 2 load up. They don't want to hear it. The self-satisfied cannot feed the flock of Yahuwah. Read it, please, to verse 4. Feed the flock.
Feed the flock of Eluah, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willing, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind, neither as being masters over Eluah's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of splendor that fadeth not away.
All right. So one of the reasons why pastors are self-satisfied is for filthy lucre. Most of the pastors today, preaching is a job. A job. So what they have to do, they have to keep people in a certain belief in order to control their minds. All right? To keep them on their controls, to control their minds. But they themselves, in self-satisfaction, keeping people at that level without them moving forward, they are actually in sin. So how can they lead the people of the Most High? That is why you have to be wary of who is leading you. If someone is leading you in a set of doctrines and content that is those set of doctrines are the way to salvation, you had better run. Because the Most High said, you shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me with all your heart. The mysteries, the depths of the Most High's ways are endless. Endless, endless. All right? And remember, when we have knowledge, knowledge puffs up. 1 Corinthians 8, verse 1. Knowledge puffs us up. And remember, one of the spin-offs of self-satisfaction is pride. Pride. 1 Corinthians 8, verse 1.
Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffed up, but love edifieth. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know.
So knowledge puffs up. So when we get puffed up and think that we know, and we sit there and don't want to move from there, say, I know, it puffs us up. As we saw that pride is one of the spin-offs of self-satisfaction. And then it says, and if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing as yet as he ought to know. This is what we're talking about. You cannot, when you are in self-satisfaction, you are going to be satisfied thinking that what you know is what you know. You cannot be in a position thinking that you know what you know, and that is what you need to know. You have to be in a relentless position of seeking out the truth of the Most High. Mm-hmm. Now, Books of the Nazarene, page 45. Let me see if I have the thing here for it. Page 45, chapter 4, verse 8. Page 45, chapter 4, verse 8.
Towards the end of their stay, a learned man came to eat with them, one knowing all the books of wisdom and the Torah. While talking with the disciples, he said, because of my knowledge, I am a man of no mean position, and many men are silent before me when weighty matters are under discussion.
You see the pride that comes with thinking that we know. This is this man boasting. I am a man of no mean position, and many men are silent before me when weighty matters are under discussion. Knowledge puffs up. And this man, the verse before in 1 Corinthians 8 is for him. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing as yet as he ought to know. Verse 9.
Yahusha, overhearing this, said, take no credit for yourself concerning your knowledge, but compare yourself to a borrower who has a debt to repay. Does the borrower receive credit for repaying what he has borrowed? Therefore, take no credit for the wisdom you dispense. And as to the acquisition of knowledge, is this not the end for which you were created?
So boasting about what we know, when it is our reasonable service that we are doing. Kind of like sidetracking it up, but knowledge puffs up, and we saw this man being puffed up. Now, we can be self-satisfied, as we spoke earlier about religion. We spoke earlier about our propensity to be religious. Let me get myself on. Yeah, we spoke about our propensity to be religious, to thinking that what we know or what our religion has taught us is the truth. And what do you know? That the Most High's truth is in no religion at all. His truth is in a way. That is why we get tricked in the end times. This is why we get tricked. Not in the end times, but always. Christianity, that most of us grew up in, or Islam, whichever, they taught us that you have to read the Bible, you have to read the Quran, and that is your way to salvation. Guess what the Most High made happen? The Most High made truth be available to every single human being. So there's truth in the Bible, truth in the Quran, truth in Gnosticism, truth in Hinduism, truth in everything. Yes? And then we are holding on to our little truth. For the example, Christianity holding on to that 66 Bible. Ludicrous. Because that 66 Bible is just the foundation. So you hold on to the foundation, and the other things that you need to actually get you to salvation is actually not there. Yeah. So the things that you need to get you to salvation are not there. All right, just checking the volume here. Volume. All right. Yeah. So, where was I again? The self-satisfied, being self-satisfied in man's religion. Let's look at an example in Matthew 15, verse 1. Can you go there, please? Matthew 15.
Then came to Yahusha scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
All right, so he's speaking about the tradition of the elders. Not the way of Yahuwah, but the tradition of the elders. This was their major concern. Continue.
But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of Yahuwah by your tradition?
So we see two sides here. We see transgressing always seeking to escape the traps of religion. Continue.
For Yahuwah commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of Yahuwah of none effect by your tradition.
So the Most High said, Honor your father and your mother, that thy days may be long. Now these Pharisees come along and said, Well, what I was supposed to give to you, I gave it away as a gift. Therefore, they go around honoring their father and their mother. And they avoid it. And Hamashiach is putting them to task for it. That is self-satisfaction in religion being led by the traditions of men into transgressing the commandments of the Most High. Continue.
And
Ye hypocrites.
Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
In vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. So when you're satisfied or self-satisfied in man's religion, this is where you are, worshiping the Most High in vain. That is why you have to prove all things, hold fast what is good, to ensure that you are not in self-satisfaction. Now, self-satisfaction came up as being really, really important for us when we got understanding of the mysteries of the kingdom of Yahuwah. The mysteries of the kingdom of Yahuwah. So let's look at self-satisfaction and the mysteries of the kingdom. Matthew 13, starting at verse 10. Now, there are doctrines and there are mysteries. There are doctrines that are there to help us to walk in righteousness, but there are mysteries that gives us the key to getting to know Yahuwah. The Bible tells us, and this is life eternal, that they may know thee, the only true Alua, and Yahusha Hamashiach, whom thou hast sent. That's John 17:3. So eternal life is actually knowing Yahuwah. Mm-hmm. So we have to know Yahuwah, and it is through the mysteries that we get to know Yahuwah. So let's go to Matthew 13:10 and see the mysteries. The mysteries that is not given to everybody. The mysteries that are only given to those who have a zeal, that have a desire to seek out the Most High. This is the separation. The Most High allows us to know doctrine, but His mysteries are reserved for those who have the zeal to seek Him out. These are the people who are going to receive the kingdom, not those who know doctrine. Anyone can go to a school. You can go to a school and learn. You can pick up the Bible and study and learn. That does not get you into the kingdom. It is the mysteries that get you into the kingdom that are reserved only for those who have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the heart to understand. These are whom the kingdom is given. Read, please.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath.
I want you to look at this. It was given to the disciples to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but to those it is not given. We're going to see who it is not given to. So the Messiah spoke in parables. So people cannot understand if it was not given to them to understand. These are the mysteries. This is what locks out the self-satisfied. When you are self-satisfied, you are going to be satisfied with where you are. You are going to be satisfied, comfortable, thinking, being puffed up, thinking that you know what you know. This has happened to all of us. Yes? Most of us. Satisfied, thinking we know what we know, and we are good. This is going to lock us out of the mysteries which get us into the kingdom. Continue.
Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand.
And we're going to see in verse 15 that they deliberately close their eyes and their ears and their hearts because they are self-satisfied. I am good. I am okay. I have Jesus. Yes, my pastor says this, my pastor says that, my church says this, my church says that. And then you come with some little verses to defend where you are. Because what? The mysteries, you see the wisdom of the Most High? Mm-hmm. The mysteries are for those who are seeking the Most High, who are seeking righteousness.
With all their heart.
Yeah?
Yes.
What is left? What is left? Rejecting the mysteries because I am good. Because I am not seeking out righteousness. I'm just seeking to present myself as someone who is seeking the Most High. Yeah? A hypocrite. A hypocrite. Trying to show people that, you know what? I truly serve the Most High. I truly desire the Most High. When actually, you really, truly do not. So the mysteries are the dividers. Continue.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
So this is the purpose of the mysteries of the kingdom, yes? If they have closed their ears, their hearts, and their eyes, they have no interest in Yahuwah. The Messiah said he speaks to them in parables, lest in this position where they close their ears and their hearts and they just don't want to hear anything, lest they should be converted with their, what should I say, religious selves, be lacking in desire for righteousness and truth. So he speaks to them in parables, so it is a divider. The mysteries is a divider. Now, if you are self-satisfied people, you are going to be locked out of the mysteries. Continue.
But Barak are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
All right, because they have a desire, then they will get the understanding. That is why when you're a teacher out there, you just don't go out and teach everybody everything. If the people don't have a desire, you're going to be casting your pearls to the swines. You have to know that people have a desire for righteousness and for truth. Now in the book, the Pistis Sophia, one of the books of the mysteries. Now before we do that, now let's go back to the Bible. And we want to emphasize that the time to hear the mysteries has a definite cutoff point. In the book of Revelation chapter 10, it tells us, start at verse 1. It tells us that the time of the mysteries is going to expire. Where are we? Revelation 10.
And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot upon the earth, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. Time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Eluah should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets.
The mystery shall be finished. And if you do not understand the mystery, you are going to be fooled. You are going to be deceived. Now, in a book called the Pistis Sophia, one of the books of the mysteries that we use, it says something very scary. It says, no matter how righteous you are, without the mysteries, there is no salvation. And it says, but so be it, I say unto you, even if a righteous man hath committed no sins at all, he cannot possibly be brought into the light kingdom, because the sign of the kingdom of the mysteries is not with him. In a word, it is impossible to bring souls into the light without the mysteries of the light kingdom. It is impossible to bring souls into the light without the mysteries of the light kingdom. So you are there sitting still self-satisfied. I am good, and you don't have the mysteries. You are walking in righteousness. You're walking in perfection. Because the mysteries are similar to what happened in the time of Shaul. In Philippians 3, I think, Shaul spoke about concerning the righteousness that was in the law, blameless. But then he said he count that down for the knowledge of Yahusha. So it's like that today. Just knowing doctrines is not enough now. There is something more, just like in the time of Yahusha. So knowing Yahusha, you cannot know Yahusha until you know the mysteries of the kingdom. Because Yahusha is the one that gives us the mysteries. So go back to Pistis and look at it very good, carefully. It is impossible to bring souls into the light kingdom without the mysteries of the light kingdom. This is the danger of self-satisfaction, because it keeps you away from the mysteries. Now, How do we defeat self-satisfaction? Books of the Nazarene, page 21. Page 21. Chapter 2, verse 43.
The world is magnified through men whose lives are governed by the dedication and duty, who completely devote themselves to carrying out the purpose ordained by Yahuwah, using earthly conditions to this end.
So we have to be dedicated, totally dedicated to carrying out the purpose ordained by Yahuwah. Totally. That is how you defeat self-satisfaction. In that way, you will never ever be satisfied because you're going to be relentlessly seeking to carry out the will of Yahuwah, and Yahuwah will lead you to his mysteries. Continue.
The desires and longings of the heart, the hopes and aspirations of men, will never go unfulfilled or be ignored by Alua while men are willing to rise to greatness through selfless sacrifices and devotion to duty.
So what religion does, religion makes us reject selfless sacrifice. We just do what we are to do. And when we are called to do anything else, we get miserable. It is a task for us to move from where we are. This is the mysteries. You have to have a zeal. Be ready for selfless sacrifice. The highest duty?
The highest duty to which anyone can be called is service and suffering in the cause of Yahuwah.
Service and suffering?
In the cause of Yahuwah.
In the cause of Yahuwah. This is how you defeat self-satisfaction. If you are relentlessly seeking out how to do the will of the Most High, you will continue to rise and to grow. And you know, self-satisfaction can be the fallacy or the ignorance of self-satisfaction can be seen when you compare this world. When you leave high school, most people today are not content with just leaving high school. They have to go to college. They have to go to university. And even when they finish university, they want to go to higher and higher. They get a BSc, then they want MSc, then they want, what's the other one? PhD. People keep moving up. But when it comes to Yahuwah, people just want to sit and stop at one place. They just want to stop at one place and expect to be justified by Yahuwah. But yet still, you're not satisfied in the time of men to stop at one place. Yeah? So dedication and selfless sacrifice defeats self-satisfaction. Another one is concerning ourselves with the work of the Father. That defeats self-satisfaction. Book of the Nazarene, chapter 1, page 29, verse 24. We must be concerned with the work of the Father. Go ahead.
But Miriam scolded the boy for his inconsideration, saying, "We have suffered much during the search for you." Yahusha replied, "Why search for me elsewhere, knowing I must concern myself with the work of my Father?"
With the work of my Father. So we are looking at showing you different ways to counter self-satisfaction. Apart from the fact of availing yourself to prove all things, hold fast that which is good. That's the most important thing. Go to Luke 17:7. Considering ourselves unprofitable servants defeats the selfishness of self-satisfaction. Luke 17, verse 7. Hold up for me, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him by and by, when he is come from the field, "Go and sit down to meat," and will not rather say unto him, "Make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself, and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink"? Doeth he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I trow not. So likewise ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded, you say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
So, we have done that which is our duty. If we look out and strive to do our duty, then we will defeat self-satisfaction. Now remember, we will have to give an account for what we do with what we were given. Books of the Nazarene, page 50, chapter 4. Books of the Nazarene, page 50, chapter 4, verse 35. Can you read it, please? We won't have it on the screen.
Yahusha taught his disciples thus, all things a man possesses, his talents and his skills, are gifts bestowed by the favor of Yahuwah. The inheritance received by anyone should be regarded as something received in trust, and it is true that if they deal with it wrongfully or selfishly, payment will be required.
Payment will be required. Remember the parable of the talents? When the person got the talent and sit on it? This is what happens to us with self-satisfaction. Hold on. For this cause?
For this cause, Alua shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
Continue.
That they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
This is where the mysteries come in. The mysteries are for those who love the truth. Love the truth. Seek the truth. Those who have pleasure in unrighteousness will not be interested in the mysteries of the kingdom of Alua. So the importance of the truth is that we must find truth. Imagine me sitting in self-satisfaction and I'm actually believing a lie. Imagine me sitting in self-satisfaction and the truth is right there. All I need to do is just seek the truth. Imagine me in self-satisfaction and the mystery is there that can reveal truth to me. What's going to happen to me? Revelation 21 verses 7 to 8.
He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his Alua, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
All liars. But you might say, well, I am not telling any lie. I'm just listening to what they told me. Remember, shall the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall in a ditch? Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. So, you will say that you are not a liar. But if you go to Revelation 22, verses 14 to 15, you will see what it means that all liars is not only those who tell the lie, it's also those who believe the lie or love the lie. So you are sitting in self-satisfaction. You are sitting in self-satisfaction thinking that you know, thinking that you're good, thinking that you're okay. I don't need, I already know. This is what, I don't need to hear anything. When you are actually on your way to the lake of fire for actually loving a lie. Revelation 22, verses 14 to 15.
Barak are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
And whosoever loveth
and maketh a lie.
So all you have to do is to love the lie, and you're on your way to the lake of fire. Just love the lie. So when you're sitting there in our self-satisfaction, let me get back to the meaning of self-satisfaction. When we're sitting there in our self-satisfaction, a smug satisfaction with oneself or one's position or achievements, and we're actually in a lie, sitting smug. We are actually sitting, waiting to be in the lake of fire. We are sitting in pride, in conceit, in self-importance, self-satisfaction, everything, while we are actually living and loving a lie on our way to the pits of hell, and we do not even know it. All right? And remember, as we spoke about the mysteries, this is why we made this today. You have to seek out the mysteries of the kingdom. You can check out our website for our latest teachings. Most of them are involved in the mysteries of the kingdom of Yahuwah, the everlasting gospel. In Revelation 14, it says the angel will come around this time, the time of the mark of the beast, and the number of his name that is actually upon the earth at this time. It says they will be preaching the everlasting gospel. This is the mystery that you need to know. Yes? Please come out of religion. And those people who are leading people today, you can contact us. You need to understand the mysteries. Or else you yourself are on the way, you're on the way to the lake of fire. Without the mysteries, you have no lot nor part in the light kingdom of Yahuwah. All right? The dangerous unknown sin called self-satisfaction. Only hope this edified you and brought some understanding to you. Mikhail, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Well, just that the mysteries can sometimes be scary and confusing, but you've got to seek after the truth. Like Elder said before, with your whole heart. And once you do that, these things will open up to you. That's how that's happened with us.
Yeah. And it's been a drastic change since we started. You see, you see the hard scriptures in the Bible that people struggle with? Yeah? What has happened? Now, everything becomes easy to understand.
Easy.
Everything becomes easy. When we're reading the mysteries, we say, oh, so that is what Yahusha meant when he said this.
Mm-hmm.
Even one of them, let me just give you an example. I have said ye are gods, or Elohim. In, is it Psalm 81 or 82, one of them. Yeah? All of a sudden now, that comes easy to understand. Easy, easy, easy. And people will be struggling with it, and people out there are struggling. Most of the hard scriptures are now easy to understand. Easy, easy. Because of the mysteries. The mysteries just unlock the truth of the scriptures. So you are sitting there, think that you know. As we were. Think that we know. It's when we went to go to the mysteries, we realized, man, a whole world of wisdom and knowledge and understanding is out there awaiting us. People, no matter how righteous you are, if you do not know the mysteries of the kingdom, you cannot enter into the light kingdom. All right? Okay. So thank you, Ian Yulio. And only hope that this one riveted in your mind to seek out the mysteries of the kingdom. And if you want to, check out our website. We are willing. Check our website, our YouTube channel. We are willing to help you to open your minds and heart to the knowledge of the mysteries, because that's what we're there for. We love to disseminate knowledge. We are not religious people. We do not keep knowledge for ourselves for the sake of money. Freely we receive, freely we give. We don't care if you give us anything. We don't care if we don't have anything to eat. As long as we edify you, because we are servants of the Most High, not servants of ourselves. So we avail ourselves to help you. All right? Shalom, shalom. Ian Yolo?
Shalom, 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 shalom. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I love something about today's topic. Because I remember I talked to someone, and when the person is a Christian pastor, so he's a Christian pastor.
39 minutes.
And he went to the school of theology. They call it theology, like a Bible school. It's just like a Bible school. He said, I am a professor. I went to a Bible school. I know this, I know this, I know this. I said, yes, you are a professor. You know this, you learn this. But everything you learn, you don't learn about the mystery. Everything is lie. And you become lie. Because everything you learn is not like a curriculum where they teach you just one thing. But not for you to find out. He said to me, you are a Christian. You as well. You are a Christian. I said, yes, I'm a Christian. But one day I found out about this thing. I don't believe as well from the beginning. But little by little, I start what? Making my own research, start looking for the mystery. He said, what? How can you believe all these things? I know one day. But a lot of people don't really want to accept it. They will tell you, oh, their God will give you it to them. Oh, God will give you it to me if that thing, what you are saying is true.
Yeah.
They sit down in their satisfaction because they are satisfied in what they are doing.
Yes.
In lawlessness.
Yes.
I can tell you, yes. In lawlessness, they live their life in lawlessness. Nothing in the scriptures, they ever, no, everything is lawlessness. They do everything they like at any time, at the convenient time. Yes, everything is just like. I really love today's program. I really love this topic from you. And thanks, brother. We really appreciate the most.
Hold on before you leave. Before you leave, as you were speaking about the theology, this is why the mysteries are important. If man goes into school and just teaches people which verses to follow, the mysteries separated because they cannot teach them the mysteries. I was speaking with a sister, and the sister was saying one thing about the mysteries. One thing about the mysteries, some of the mysteries you cannot even teach them. They have to be revelations and understandings. That's how the Most High separates it and destroys Christianity and their pastoral system. All right, go ahead, Ian Yolo.
Yes, I love that. Because, most of all these Christian pastors, I watched something about them. When a pastor walked to me and said, oh, I see something that you have to be going to church every day. I said, which church? He said, church. I said, which day? He said, Sunday. Go point in your scriptures where the scripture says, go to church on Sunday. He said, this I'm looking for an excuse. And what? Because they are going to the school to learn their life. Not knowing what this thing we are talking about, that school can never teach because it's a mystery. Except what you work towards. And it's very hard to accept. What our brother said, that is a very big statement. It's very, very hard to accept. I'm telling you, it's not just to find out about it, but to accept it.
Yes.
To accept it is very hard, very, very difficult. Except for people that make up their mind that, yes, this is the truth, and I have to follow the truth.
Yes.
Only. I have a friend that said something to me. He said, don't worry, I will stay in between. Listen to the statement, brother. I will stay in between. I'm not going to go to Christian. I'm not going to be a Christian. I'm not going to be this. But I will stay in between. I said, what?
Wow.
You want to stay in between? What? You want to stay in between? This is not something you can stay in between. You have to choose. If you know, I stay in between.
That is self-satisfaction.
Exactly. what you are talking about.
Yes.
That is it. What is enjoying in Christianity, the satisfaction makes him not to live. He can't live there. So he want to stay in the home so that he can attend this and go to this. What is not done anywhere, you have to choose. Make up your mind and choose. It's very hard to, it's a very hard decision, but you have to make it. But you have to make it. Praise to the Most High Yahweh, praise to the Most High Yahweh, praise to the Most High Yahweh. Praise to him, and thanks to you, brother, for today's message on the righteousness radio on the righteousness, and your word is the righteousness TV. Yes, I hope all our listeners enjoy today's program. I hope everybody enjoyed today's program. And for more, join us every Monday. Yeah, so that you can enjoy the same exactly program for the righteousness radio with different type of topic. Because we are going to bring out the mysteries and explain it to you so that you can learn. Just keep sharing and calling people. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. See you on next Monday.
All right,
Thank you.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Thank you very much to Ian Yulo and Righteousness Radio as we are ending here on Jah Radio. Thank you all for listening. We were live on Jah Radio. Thank you. And do continue to listen to our regularly scheduled program. We were live on YouTube, but we got cut off. We might have to try to put the video together in its entirety and probably re-upload it to YouTube. All right, thank you all for listening. Shalom, shalom, shalom if you are watching on YouTube, and shalom on Jah Radio. Shalom.